Hi, I'm Peter Travers, and this is Popcorn, where we tell you what's going on at the movies. And there's a comedy going on right now called The Extra Man, starring Kevin Kline in a role very unusual for him. Kevin will be with us in just a minute and tell us just how unusual. But first, let's take a look at Kevin Kline in The Extra Man.
You have a strange power over people, Henry.
It's my constant disapproval. Some find it fatherly. No, enough.
You know, I think it's silly you made us sit at separate tables like this.
Men of any worth sit across from women. If you ever want to be an extra man, you have much to learn about boy-girl propriety. Oh, which reminds me, what are you doing tomorrow evening?
Nothing. Why?
I have two lady friends who need escorting to an event.
Vivian Cudlip and her niece?
No, but almost as important.
Would this officially make me an extra man?
Extra, yes, but nowhere near essential.
Kevin Kline, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. I see that you are not wearing a mustache, and I read somewhere in my research that when you're not, it's drama. And when you have a mustache, you're into comedy mode.
That's right.
This is absolutely true, isn't it?
Yeah, this is going to be a very dramatic interview.
It's a dramatic interview.
I cannot be funny unless I have a mustache.
Are you?
No, I've heard that. I've heard that theory. I don't ascribe to it particularly, but it's true. I have used facial hair on occasion because it's funny. I use it in The Extra Man, for instance, because I don't know if you noticed, but when he goes out with the ladies, he puts mascara. There's one little scene where you see him he darkens his hair. In the book, it's explained.
It's really described.
It's something he learned in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no reason women shouldn't go to college.
Oh, I'm against the education of women. It dulls their senses and affects their performance in the boudoir. The women I like best are the Hasidic women. They really get it.
But you made such a deft segue into The Extra Man.
Didn't I?
Really, I
Yeah.
thought it was great, you know.
Yeah.
So why don't we begin then
All
by
right.
you telling me about Henry Harrison, this character that you play.
Henry Harrison is, the character has he's an extra man. He escorts elderly widows, but lives in squalor and near destitute conditions, and is just surviving but he does it with panache and élan and style and an uncommon joie de vivre, as he describes it.
Henry, maybe next time we should try and recycle your wine bottles.
Why? Recycling is the most insidious idea of this generation. That and helping the homeless, most of whom deserve the position. What the government should really focus on is sex. If we could control that, we could solve anything.
And he's forced to take in a roommate.
Yeah.
In order to share the rent on this wondrous flat.
Yeah,
Which
he's
is
probably paying the lion's share of the rent. He just doesn't divulge that information. But yeah, he lives off other people. But I think, as parasitic as that seems, it's a symbiotic relationship because he does provide, I think, a great service.
Talk about that voice and that style and the panache, and you, Kevin Kline, have all that. Unless you could show us the real Kevin Kline, who wakes up in the morning and maybe doesn't sound anything like this. I don't know.
It's easy for me to access that grandiosity in Henry Harrison's character because in the theater, it's just something that a lot of theater actors do. It's sort of just camping. Oh, darling, how are you? It's good to see you. You know, it's a sort of, it's a mock British sort of thing. Oh, lovey, I have to go. I have to give now. I'm going to give, meaning they need me on set to, even though I'm off camera, I'm going to give. It's self-deprecatory camping silliness. It also comes in handy if you're playing a king or something in Shakespeare.
When you looked at this movie and you looked at just your performance, not at anybody else's.
Yeah.
Is there a moment? Is there 30 seconds? Is there where you could look at you in this movie, The Extra Man, and say, yeah, I did good. I like that moment.
Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah, I love when the night he first moves in, and I have to walk through his room to get to the bathroom, And I stop and I look at him and, tell me your name again. It's just, he can't remember. And the next morning he gets up and does his exercise routine. He's forgotten that he's got a roommate now. He sort of lives in his own world. I love all those moments where he's sort of lost.
Lost and yet still defining.
And very
defining.
present.
Yeah.
Even as lost as he gets,
Yeah.
he's always present. If I had been so lucky as to have a steady mother who could talk to me as we are talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when she discovered I was erring, which is just the very favor which on you I am conferring, I exist.